My husband is getting a vasectomy. My husband is getting a vasectomy and had his consult yesterday. He came home with some paperwork and a little pamphlet with info about the procedure. On the back of the pamphlet it said consider the alternatives. These alternatives could have been boiled down to just let your woman handle it. Why was I even surprised? I got it done and my pamphlet had an FAQ and one of them was, well, couldn't my wife get something done? And the answer was, nice try. All the alternatives for women are actually surgeries that are far more risky and have less chance of working. So there's hope out there. My wife had a big laugh. My husband was asked at his consultation if he was really sure he was okay with only having a daughter and if he was sure he didn't want to try for a boy. Then he was prescribed Ativan for before and Percocet for after. So, the pamphlet recommends getting the female partner to do the surgery at home? Edit this as a joke. I can never get a logical reason backed with researched evidence as to why birth control has to be the woman's responsibility. Women can only carry a pregnancy to term once in 9 months. How many women can one fertile man get pregnant in 9 months? Why is it the women's responsibility to wear the bulletproof jackets when it's men firing the guns? I got my vasectomy at 23 as a single male and had to lie to the doc to get the procedure done. I said I had 3 kids and was done having kids. Anyways, vasectomies are far less invasive than getting tubes tied. For some reason, there's this belief amongst some men that it will make them less of a man. I didn't get any paperwork. Dude didn't even ask if I had kids or try to talk me out of it or provide alternatives. He told me it was safe. Set a date and prescribed Valium to take before the procedure. Would recommend to anyone. My husband was given laughing gas for his vasectomy and he said it was great. I'm only a little cranky that my only pain relief option for birth was a full-on spinal tap. My boyfriend got a vasectomy years ago. 2 years ago I ended up pregnant. We bought a men's fertility test at Walgreens. He's now shooting live ammo. The surgery reversed itself. It's rare but it happens. I had an abortion and got on the pill. I suggest you randomly test him just to be sure. Just got my vasectomy 2.5 days ago and have to say, not as bad as I expected it. Feeling pretty much fine now. Wife and I are one and done. All good. Wife has oral migraines and can't do hormonal birth control. And we both agreed we are all done having kids. No brainer for me to just go in and do the snip. Had it ages ago, wish more men did it. I was present when my wife got her IUD. I was so pissed that the PA had the audacity to ask for my consent for her procedure. I just said she's an adult and it's her body. She doesn't need my permission. Then when I got my vasectomy a couple years later, for which she was present for moral support, they didn't even talk to her or blink when I said we don't want kids. Healthcare system is so fucked up and misogynistic. I am pregnant, and my husband has had major surgeries down there, so I wanted to know more about tubal ligation. When I asked my OBGYN male, his immediate response was vasectomy is the best option and looked at my husband. It felt so good that my obgyn was looking out for me. We cannot go down that route though as my husband has surgical risk. Congrats on him doing this. It was the best decision I ever made. Even if I had some pain after. So much easier now that we are done having kids. Make sure he does absolutely nothing for 3 days minimum. Don't leave the house. If he overdoes it, he will regret it. It doesn't really hurt. And my doc gave me a big Valium to take 45 minutes before the procedure. I was high AF. I got to watch my ex's procedure. Did it in the DR's office. It was kinda cool. Especially when he looped out the Vans deferens and cauterized them. We were all cracking jokes the whole time. Then my ex put a bag of frozen peas over his junk and went back to work. I was so relieved for us both to get snipped. The stress of a pregnancy was weighing us down. Make sure he gets annual or more frequent sperm count checks. My dad got a vasectomy and had my brother years later. Seriously. If doctors think a simple outpatient procedure is the wrong solution over a full-on invasive surgery, they're idiots. I got snipped 6 months ago and was fine in a couple of days. I would never ask my partner to go through the hell that is female sterilization. My doctor basically went, "Are you sure about this? 2 kids already, huh? Well, alrighty then." When my husband got his vasectomy, it was amazing. I had mine before they became popular in 1974 and it was easy. Almost painless. And one of the best decisions we made as a couple. I'm appalled for you. Went to a doctor's appointment at Mayo for sleep issues and we brought our new baby with 3rd kid and he was an oops. The first time my doc turned to my husband to ask if we were done. Then went back to examining me. Second time he told my husband he had a friend he could refer him to. Back to exam. Third time he handed my husband a business card for his friend. Finished the exam and the doctor told his nurse to schedule my husband with his friend before we left. We both laughed so hard because while my husband was going to anyway. He is very good at procrastinating. It's still our favorite story. My husband will be getting one eventually. I already have my tubes removed, so that'll be a fun conversation for him when he goes in. I'm sure the doctor will probably be like, "If she's had her surgery, then why are we doing this?" Or maybe no fight at all, since me getting my surgery back in July was an actually smooth, easy process. It's a simple procedure. Walk in and out in like 20 minutes. But when I had it done years ago, my doc grilled me about whether my wife and I had actually thought about it. Yes, we had. Okay, but did you discuss it with her? Yes. It's why I'm here. Oh well, I really don't know if you've spent enough time making sure this is what you want. Why don't you go home and sleep on it, and then, if you're really sure, make an appointment and I'll do it. I wanted to smack the guy. What's the cost and what country are you in? I didn't know about the iodine part when I got mine. I woke up and looked at my junk and it was covered with what I thought was dried blood. I was horrified until the recovery nurse told me. Good times rolling on the floor laughing. That's such odd wording too. A professional medical pamphlet I would think would word it differently if you are considering alternatives. With a summary of many common ones, or even just ask your doctor if you are interested in alternatives to this procedure. Consider the alternatives is worded like a demand or stringent PSA. People do not make the decision to have a vasectomy lightly. They usually have been considering alternatives and vasectomy for years. Got it done in Canada. No pamphlet. Took 12 minutes. No jimmies with the wife. She loves it. There is no alternative emo. My doc really wanted me to wait a year because my youngest child was only a couple months old. I was nearly 43 with 3 children. Bro, do it now. He went along with it. Congratulations, party popper. Where in the Sharia law in downtown Texas is he getting neutered at? Just let your woman handle it? Or maybe they meant you could do the vasectomy instead of them. I mean, that's not a good idea either, but I guess with the right amount of thoughts and prayers maybe? I have had a vasectomy too. My wife had to come along so they all knew it was a mutual decision. This was okay with me. But if it was the other way around, you all would have been angry why the husband would have to be there too and agree on the procedure. Don't measure with 2 measures, please.